Excuse me. Hello. I'm not supposed to be the one coughing. Welcome to the Sun Dragon Sideshow.
The Adventures of Liz and Rebecca.
I don't mean to laugh at you. I'm sorry. Hi, I'm Rebecca. I'm the owner of Sun Dragon Art Fiber in super sunny Brevard, North Carolina, but a bit chilly.
I'm Liz. I'm the minion there.
I'm sorry. I stepped on your line.
No, it's it's okay.
It's okay. Wow, you've made a lot of progress on that. That's cool. You all can't see it. I'm sorry. So, our 1 day a week of Thursday filming, because we're trying not to overextend. So we're going to jam as much as we can into one episode. So, I feel like we have a Tetris block behind us.
Yes.
Everything's Tetris shaped. Oh well, I'm not actually playing Tetris right now. I'm playing Merge Dragons, and it's consuming my life. But, you know. But I've still made a lot of progress on things. It's fun.
Yeah.
So, the latest drama in my life, that's not knitting related, is somehow last night, without me hearing it, because I swear my mailbox was fine when I got home. My mailbox got ripped out of the ground and transported a good 6 feet to the top of my driveway around 6 o'clock when I was changing out of work clothes and just resting for a minute after work. And I can't imagine what someone's truck or whatever looks like after, there was concrete in the ground, keeping it in the ground. And all of that, the 2 feet of the base that was in the ground and the concrete that was supposed to keep it there, all of it ended up on the top of my driveway a good 4 to 5 feet away. Which is just, I can't even imagine, what happened and how I missed it. But, a little crazy. Just a little crazy. And nobody stopped to say, oh, I'm sorry. And maybe they panicked and drove off, or maybe they didn't realize, but how could they not realize?
Yeah.
If their truck or car or whatever probably got very stuck on my, I have a substantial wood frame.
Yeah.
Base. Anyway. It hit the ground hard enough that the concrete broke into pieces. I don't know what happened. I live on a very small one-way street where it's not the first time my mailbox has been dinked, but this is the first time it has been bodily transported out of the ground. So that was my drama yesterday, and why I maybe didn't knit as much as I want or relax as much as I wanted to when I went home yesterday.
It was kind of difficult.
It was a little bit, and because I had to haul it off the driveway. It's not like I'm a total weakling, but this was substantial. And I tried to stick it back in the hole, but the ground had kind of started to fill it in. So it was sticking up a good foot or two higher than it should, and I knew it was going to fall over. And then when I tried to put it in again, the whole frame had actually, the way it was constructed when it was hit, it actually loosened the whole frame. So the frame, the wood is fine.
Yeah.
But it needs to be screwed back together again. It ripped the screws out. So I couldn't just stick it back together again. And I was a little worried it might fall into the road and create bigger problems if I just left it leaning. So it is leaning against a tree like this. And I'm sure I'm not going to get mail for a few days. But for the most part, I don't get a whole lot of, real snail mail anymore. So, Anyway. So that's the drama in my life. I don't know if there's any drama you want to share in your life.
I'm dying of allergies.
I was she's not dying. But, yes, she's got some allergy problems.
Everything is trying to kill me right now.
I'm sorry.
Well, Zyrtec, which has been my friend for a long time, has decided to crap out. And, so now we begin, what allergy meds can I take to make this go away?
I've got mild coughing, whatever, blah, 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 and I am on generic Zyrtec, and it seems to be, I don't consider myself in the shape you are in, so I am not going to complain.
I found out today, looking at all the allergy meds, that there are 3 different
types of
Generation 2, because Benadryl and Sudafed are first generation.
Okay.
There are 3 different Generation 2, Allegra, Claritin, and Zyrtec all have a different antihistamine in them.
Okay.
And then there's the nose stuff.
Like
The Flonase and, stuff like that are completely different.
Yeah, they're supposed to hit. I mean, that's one of Flonaise's things is it hits different receptors and blah, blah, blah.
Because the pharmacy wasn't open.
It is now, but yeah.
Well, it wasn't when I was there.
She was early today. Really early. I mean, she's usually earlier than
I did
me,
my own research, and yes, I can mix. You can mix a nose and
okay, so like a Flonase and an Allegra or something.
But don't mix like Benadryl and the Zyrtec Claritin and
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
We'll see. I took Flonase shot this morning.
We'll report back.
Yes.
Oh, another thing to report on is the whole, it used to be seeing a white squirrel in town meant maybe we were going to have a banging day. Not necessarily. It's just, there's too many white squirrels. No, and the most recent white squirrel that I saw was roadkill, which was very sad.
Very sad.
Very, very sad. So there's something about the white squirrels because they're so adorably cute that, like, any roadkill makes me sad. But a white squirrel roadkill makes me especially sad. So, because they were someone's neighbor, and they were someone that they probably fed because we care so much about white squirrels here, apparently. I don't know. Anyway, so the White Squirrel Festival, by the way, was last weekend. And so we had people paying more attention to the white squirrels in our shop that we've knit and stuff.
We had a couple in yesterday. Well, we had a couple in shopping, and then a couple in as moral support. Like, they were going around.
Yes, that's right. You talked to them for like a long time.
Sorry. And then, and they were talking about what's the deal with white squirrels, because, there are shops. We have at least one shop dedicated to white squirrels.
Half the things in town are named white squirrel, fill in the blank.
Yes. And she was like, what's the deal with the white squirrels? I'm like, we're one of 3 populations, Ohio, Florida, and us. And she was like, yeah,
Liz likes to go into minute detail on that. Yes. Go ahead.
And she was like, we were asking the shopkeeper about white squirrels at the white squirrel shop. And they were like, yeah, there are white squirrels everywhere. And one of the other customers was like, I have 3 in my yard. And, everybody's really proud if they have white squirrels. They're proud.
And like I said, this one I saw on a back road is in a neighborhood where they tend to put out feeders for the white squirrels. Yes. Like,
I mean, the gray squirrels get fed too.
Yeah,
but
most people are trying to get the squirrels off their bird feeders, and we have people who specifically put them out for the white squirrels. Yes. So someone is missing their white squirrel. That's part of why I had a moment of silence. I mean, I have moments of silence for the gray squirrels too, that are roadkill, and I try very hard not to kill any on my way to work. But, yeah, I digress. So, So I think mostly what we're talking about today is going to be things that we're working on.
Yeah, I did start a new one. So
remind me at the end. I have nuts and bolts to talk about with classes and things. But we're on to your things. So let's just switch topics.
So
and not deviate.
Project 197, my woven cardigan. It is that big, and
did we talk about it last week?
Yeah, I just barely started it. In fact, I had to back out the row I did.
Can I hold this really close? Like, look at that. That's so. Oh, this is the armhole. I'm like, no, it's okay.
So, like, the pattern says divided into your pieces for front, 2 fronts and a back,
and work one piece.
At a time. And I was like, no, because let's be honest, I would not finish it. I'd get one piece finished and then be like, okay, that's it, I'm done. Mm-hmm. And actually, I'm finding this great fun. Even the purl, because, anyway, it's weird.
You're enjoying the purling? No!
But it's because it's cabling.
When you were down here, you were like, purling,
It takes me about an hour to go across the row. But, wow. Yeah, I'm really, really good at regular continental purls now. Mm-hmm. Really good.
See?
I've also tinked back quite a bit on it, so I'm really good at that too. Mm-hmm. Because if you're off, you get off by 1 stitch, it messes up the whole row. So anyway, I am. Let's see, where's my ruler?
Oh, I forgot to put my other ruler on again today.
I am 3 inches past sleeve separation. So, yeah, I feel like it's on
That's
11
pretty cool.
needles, so it's going pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And I'm enjoying it so much that in standard Liz tradition, I started another one. It's harder to. There we go. You can kind of see it.
What yarn are you using
I'm
for that?
using Wizard for this. The red Wizards.
I was like, we can have matching but not matching cardigans because I've made a cardigan with the red.
Yeah. So, anyway, it's
We'll have
fun.
to show that off when we're
So, Project 198.
Don't tease people, Liz. You're getting awfully close to 200.
I know. I did this weekend. I did work on my Norwegian snowflake sweaters, but I got like 3 rows done on each sweater, 3 or 4, which is a lot considering where I am in the yoke.
What's really funny is like someone to be like, that's not enough progress to show, but we haven't showed it in so long that no one remembers.
Bring it over to.
I
show.
know.
Because
I'm not
that's
saying
not
you're
enough
gonna show.
project to show. So, yeah.
Y'all are just gonna have to wait.
I'll continue working. And I did one row on my Wonder Woman shawl.
When you start putting pressure on projects, then it becomes not fun.
Then they become not fun. So
you know.
but I did work on them. It felt like it took forever. But
And I don't know if anyone's seen the Wonder Woman shawl, but I bet that's at home.
no, it's here actually.
Okay, but it's not over here.
It's not over here because I haven't worked on it in a long time.
If any of y'all want to see any of these projects, then you have to harass Liz in the comments.
They like the Wonder Woman shawls for my sister. It was a Christmas present from last year that's still not done because COVID. And anyway, I'll try and work on it some more this week so I can show it off next week.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Liz is making fun sweaters, and this texture really is. You're doing mini cables on the front and the back. So
Yeah.
she's there's no like a lot of times with cables and lace. There's like on the right side you do the crazy stuff, and on the wrong side you get a break, and you're not getting a break. That's why it takes you so long to do a row. And I wouldn't be able to do that while we're filming, but look at you go. Even on a purl row.
Yeah, the last time I did that, I had to back the entire row.
Yeah, but you can start doing it now because I'm going to talk about my project.
That's true. I'm going to try and finish this so then I can go and finish that. And I have 6 balls of yarn attached to this one.
So
I'm
double stranding and doing 3 sections. Do the math. Okay, so I think I showed this off last week. Ta-da! My little Sophie scarf. I get to be my little flight attendant self when I wear it. It's with the new Natsumeki that maybe. So I've been trying to do a little computer work every day, and I got online class. I got classes that are in person that were on the online calendar onto Facebook, at least for the first month, on the first day of the week. And yesterday, I got online classes listed, the virtual classes listed for the corner to corner. There's only 2 classes for corner to corner. I'm going to show you some stuff with that today. And then the sock seminar we're doing, 4 classes on how to make a sock. So those are listed in the online shop if you'd like to purchase the virtual sessions. If you want to do the in-person, that's on the online calendar on the website. There's like so many different places to look. And contact the shop to sign up for those. So that's why, long story long, that's why I haven't put any new stuff on the online shop yet, because that's a maybe today, maybe tomorrow thing. Because it's either taking photos and getting them up or copying photos from the online resources that we have and putting them up. That hasn't happened yet, because I found last week when I did stuff like I did more things in one day than I just listed. Like I didn't do a little bit every day. I crammed it in, especially my newsletter and stuff. I ended up with a migraine on Saturday. So, and they may or may not be related, but I don't want to take a chance and have that happen again. So,
Yeah. No.
Back to this. So, last time I think I just finished it. I wasn't sure how much was left. This is the Natsumeki comes in 150 gram skeins. And this little guy is only supposed to take about 140 yards or so. And he made it through, I think I said last time, he made it through one color repeat. So see, like, we've got the same colors at the end here because we're starting a second color repeat. And he's been really fun to wear. And I have so much left over. I actually weighed it. I got big earrings on, so they're like going to get stuck in the little scarf. I had 111 grams left of this, which means I could make at least 2 more Sophie scarves of this size. This is the large size, but in the cotton, I don't know if it's as large as if I made it in a stretchy wool. So, until it gets super crazy hot, it's actually kind of a nice little fun thing to wear when it's summertime, because how many of us are going to wear a sweater, like a heavy wool sweater in the summertime? So, and I do like the colors. Like if I started another one, I'd end up with one that doesn't have these 2 colors at the end. Like there's other colors in here. They're just hard to see hard for me to see because I'm on the back of my neck. But that was really fun. But this is Natsumeki, and I don't remember which colorway it is. But if you're curious, I'll figure it out and put it in the comments, or a response to a question. If possible, we'll try to get this in the online shop, but I don't want to make promises I can't keep. I've had people who are like, awesome, you're making this, now when can we buy it? And it's like, well, you can always call the shop, but it's a lot of work to get stuff up online. And it's basically just me doing that. I could train Hannah on it, but there's so many intricacies. It's like, she totally could do it. At this point, if she can do other things, then I can do it. So we'll figure it out. But okay, so that's project one. It's a
juggling act.
It is. I did a whole bunch of things I got some stuff done. I didn't do much computer work, but I got some stuff done this weekend. So, the other fun thing, I haven't sewn the ends in and I haven't put the clasp on this yet. And I haven't blocked it, but I might not block it. I finally finished my I Am Dragon cowl. With locally dyed yarn by the Fiber Fairy, and there's beads in here. You may or may not be able to see them, which is really fun. But when it's blocked, which I might not do, but I'm gonna just drape it on like this. It's supposed to have a magnetic clasp, and I did find it, but I haven't sewn it on. But isn't that cute? It's just like, it's dragon scales. Dragon scales with knitting. Like the purl side is the right side. And if I actually tie it like that, I can bring it up. If the magnetic clasp would have it hang lower, that's the center. Okay. I think it's super cute. We have kits that have 3 colors. There's this green, there's a teal, and there's a purple. We have kits. They're not listed online because they're still part of the trunk show. I haven't bought them from the Fiber Fairy yet. We're having a class on this June 15th. Only in person because it's more figuring out how to do the beads and everything, and I don't know if I could get the kits to virtual people on time. But this one, if you want to learn, because it starts down here and it starts with only one little scale, so the class would get us up to, about here. We'd string the beads and start the pattern, and you have you get enough practice to be able to go and make the rest of it. It took me a year, but that's because I have so many projects that I'm doing. But I'm really super excited about this. I just, need to finish the last little bits. Those are always the hardest thing at times, the last little bits. But yay, look at me finishing things. It's not even February.
No.
The other thing that we are doing virtual classes on, speaking of Wizard, this is Wizard crocheted corner to corner, a very different colorway than the red. But the cool thing about Wizard, first of all, it's a chainette that's soft and squishy. And second of all,
so squishy.
It's like a number 5, so it may not look super crazy thick, but it's meant to trap air in it and be fluffy. And this is the Labradorite colorway. And one skein, this was the Peach Orchard Infinity Scarf corner to corner on Ravelry. It's called Peach Orchard because that's the colorway the author used for hers. And it was designed to have 52 rows before you start the decreases. And I didn't get 52 rows out of it, but I wanted to see how far I could get with only one skein of Wizard. Like the pattern calls for 330 yards and Wizard is like 260, but Wizard, since it's stretchy and fluffy and light, like this is still a very decent length, I think.
Oh, yeah.
And this is the kind of thing you'll learn how to do. The basic technique, corner to corner basics, is June 22nd in person, June 23rd virtual. And this little guy, an infinity scarf, in theory, if it's long enough, you can double up.
And you can double that up nicely.
Yeah, this I didn't think I was going to be able to double up, and I'm actually pretty comfortable. Now it's a cowl. So it's like infinity scarf, cowl, da-da. So there's different ways to fashionably wear it. When we do the class, this is where I sewed it, right back here. You can see a seam right in there. But corner to corner is you start in a corner and you go out. And if you're making a square, you go out until it's time to come back in again. For this, technically, you go out until it's as wide as you want it, and then you keep doing increases on one side and decreases on the other, and it keeps it straight. And that might sound weird. And instead of trying to rationalize it, just follow the instructions of what to do on each edge. And as long as you keep those edges intact, then at some point you do the decreases. And look, it's so pretty. Doing it with a color change is really fun. I would liken crochet corner to corner to be a little bit like entrelac in that you get, in knitting, in that you get these squares that kind of go at a funky diagonal. Almost look like weaving, not quite. So it's not made the same way, but it has a similar look. So that's the first, like our summer make-along is focusing on corner to corner with crochet. We try to make our summer make-alongs be crochet-focused. Of our quarterly make-along. So this was really fun, and I already finished it. Crochet stuff can go really quickly, which is great. There's a thing of yarn on the ground. Since I'm talking about corner to corner, I have 2 or 3 projects here I need to get out of the way so I can show you my other corner to corner project. And we still have a few minutes. Good. Okay.
Yay.
So I don't have the, I do. I got the chart. The other thing you can do with corner to corner, which can be fun, like once you know the basics, it's a nice, easy way to make like a blanket. You're building little blocks and you're doing them on a diagonal of the finished piece. When you incorporate colors, you can take you drop something. You can take like almost a cross stitch pattern type thing, and it's kind of hard to read a chart diagonally, so I'm really grateful that there are written out instructions for this one too. But I am starting a big blanket, and I've already managed to take out a bit of one of the squares here by pulling it out of the bag. That's okay though. Crochet is easy to it's not like a million things fall apart if one thing gets pulled out. I am starting a blanket that is going to be, it's going to have a llama in it. It's called Alpaca Love Corner to Corner. It's a llama though because it's got the ears for a llama because I'm being super technical. But see, this is I'm going from the corner close to Liz at the bottom and I'm doing it diagonally across. I'm getting close to row 30 right now. So like these little blocks, there's what? Hoof.
And a leg.
Yes, there's about 30, almost 30 little blocks across. These little like teeth, like a little staircase. And I am incorporating colors. And the fun thing is, if you do, it's kind of like intarsia in knitting, in some ways, in that I only have the ends, like I'm using one green over here and one green over here. I'm not crossing the green across the back. But I'm trying to minimize how many ends to weave in. I just started a 3rd skein of green. So like Liz has the 6 skeins going. I had 3 going and then I was done with the black and, 4, because I had 2 greens and a white and a black. And I'm about to start the next hoof. So it's going to be like green, white, green, black, green. So I'm going to have a different ball for each of those. It's going to take me like 15 skeins of yarn to finish this, but from a distance, this is the chart thing. So this is what it's going to look like. And right now, it's that little bit I have done. So I'm almost going to get to his butt soon. It's going to be really interesting. It's really weird reading a chart diagonally. It's kind of hard to do, which again is why, like, I have the chart so I can look at it and see, like, inspect the chart versus what's happening to make sure it's coming out right. But I am reading the written out instructions for how many blocks of what color at this point. The class on how to do something like this, we're not going to be starting like a huge blanket like this. We'll do something smaller. Is going to be, I believe it's July 6th and 7th. So 6th is in person and 7th is virtual, whatever that Saturday, Sunday is. So this is fun and exciting, but I keep changing projects so I don't get too like bogged down with one of them. What is that? So I started another ranunculus because one of the ranunculi I have is a discontinued yarn. So I'm like, I need another summery one. And we have summery colors. And hang on, I got to figure out why the yarn is doing something weird. We only invested in the Zoe stripes, the newest ones, which are a slow fade of color. And I don't know if you can see here, it's going from a little slightly darker green to a lighter green. Like this green that I'm on this part of the Zoe is lighter than the color I started with. It's subtle. It's like an ombre. But it's kind of crazy. I did a video of the cast on of this sweater, and the videos since then, which are on my YouTube, not YouTube. I have a whole bunch of awesome YouTube videos, y'all know, on the ranunculus. The reel of the cast on has exploded. It's over like 15,000 views.
Holy crap.
I know. It's really crazy. Like, likes less than that. That's okay. But lots of people are looking at it. I did the double twist loop, which is a funky looking cast on. So the algorithms must have picked it up or something. But then I did one of the short rows and people were like, meh. So I don't know if you can see when I hold that up, it's getting lighter. And if I keep going, like, I'm about to fly through this beginning part because it's just so much fun. Like the texture part, actually when I hold it up like that, you can totally see it getting lighter at the bottom. The texture part is the most fun part. I want to show more things in reels, but I'm having too much fun with it, and I might blow through this before it gets back in my reel circulation. I don't know. But Zoe stripes, we have several colors. It's another thing I would love to get online for y'all, and I will try. I will try. So I'm looking at it behind the camera here. We have this green. We have a blue, tealy aqua color, kind of a salmony coral, a yellow, and a purple that does this type of thing. And they're all kind of sherbety soft colors like this. So contact the shop if you don't see it online, and we can always like take pictures and send them to you and stuff like that. So the last thing I think I'm going to show off for today, just because, actually maybe two things, but we have to open the shop in like 5 minutes. So my twofer tank, I started working on this. I picked it up again, and remember the bra part? It still kind of looks like a bra, but I did the back part, and so now I can put it on like this, and you can see that it's going to be a V-neck more than a bra. And this is the back. I had to do a lot more rows in here because I think my row gauge is very different than hers. And I wanted to make sure it wasn't going to both choke me off and be too tight under the underarms. It might still be too tight, and in which case I will back out and do some work on it. I won't know that until I do the underarms, but I did over twice as many rows when picking up from the V-neck part to where this was supposed to go, just to make sure I had the space. But see here, it's called the twofer tank because you can wear it this way too, with the straight part in front.
That's something very important to remember is if you're knitting your piece top down, you want to remember that you want stitches gauge more than you want row gauge, Because stitches gauge are how wide it is. So
Yeah,
if your
if
stitches gauge
if you're knitting
was,
this way,
yeah,
in a circle, yeah, stitches gauge is more important than row gauge. However, if someone has written their pattern with only do so many rows before you go to the underarms, and your row gauge is off, then you have to compensate for that.
yeah,
Or that might be why it doesn't fit right. And I find it's very hard to get both of them to match. So I don't try to make both of them match. But then, yeah, I gotta, like, this in here was, I think, here is where the front started. And these are the rows. I was only supposed to do about 14, maybe 16 rows here. And I did more like 35 to make sure that I had some room around my neck. And that my underarms, because I did put the underarms in where I was supposed to. I could have done more length there too, but I think I wanted a little more room. Like the V was going to be really high. And it is pretty high on the pattern, but I wanted it a little lower without, showing off the girls. So I had fun with that. It was a provisional cast on, which I unpicked and then kept going. So there really is no seam here. Like I can tell where it happened and almost feel it, but there's no like ridge. But the pattern has the option, if you want to just do a regular cast on, not provisional, you can pick up stitches. But then I would have a seam. I might have a noticeable seam down here instead of up here because I had to adjust for my gauge. And I didn't do that when I first started. I did that when I opened up the stitches to do the back part. I fudged it just a little, but not really. I'm still following the pattern because she talks about how to adjust that a little. So, the last thing, and we have to go, I don't think I had this much done on my Starlight beaded cowl, and I had it in morning meditation, and one of our knitters called to buy a kit. We have one more kit left now. It doesn't necessarily show up super well on camera, but I have the diamondy beads that I'm putting in as I go, and I think that's super cute. I'm about halfway through this now. You do 4 repeats of this, so you're going to have all these little beads.
it's pretty.
Hanging around your collar. And we'll see when I get it done. There's so many things I could finish, and I'm so excited I finished 2 things this weekend. That's amazing. I won't get into how many more projects I have left, but it's not as many as Liz, so haha. No.
Yeah, it's not near as many as Liz.
I have a couple other single day classes that I have not made virtual classes yet. Because I'm not sure that then I'm like never having a weekend to myself. So that's challenging. If they're one of the other classes, we're doing like the shift, night shift, we're doing the papillon, we're doing the dragon cowl. If you're interested, contact me, but I can't promise I can do a virtual class on those. But we have to go open the shop. So we're still doing Tuesday virtual sit and stitches from 7 to 8 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time. And you can get in with the shop phone number on Zoom.
828-877-3550.
And the last thing to mention is we're going to get back to our Sunday ones. We didn't have a Sunday one in May because of the crawl. But June 9th? I'm like, what day was June 9th? It's not this Sunday, it's a week from Sunday. We will be having a Sunday virtual sit and stitch. And that will be both on Facebook and Zoom. I almost said Instagram. No, Facebook Live and Zoom. And that will be from 2 to 4 p.m. U.S. Eastern. And again, you get into Zoom with the shop phone number.
828-877-3550.
That's the number you call, too, if you have questions about things that we are carrying in the shop. And I think that was it. I'm sure there's something I've forgotten.
There's probably something, but,
That's it for now. Fairy hair for locals, June 8th. It's coming up fast. We have a sign-up link on Facebook. I'll try to get it on the shop site, too. The regular shop site, which is sundragonartandfiber.com. That's where our schedule for in-class events and things is as well. So, yay! We got through it all. We got to open the doors. We love y'all. We'll talk to you next week.
Subscribe, ring the bell, all the fun stuff.
Yeah, I haven't looked at subscriptions lately, but we're probably about 100 away from having a sale for YouTube people only. So, subscribe if you haven't, because then you're helping yourself and others. All right. We'll see you later. Bye.